Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Pokemon 3, the movie. Now, I'm in territory where I haven't seen the movies except for up until I get to Detective Pikachu. So, let's just get into this review, shall we? Molly Hale learns about the legendary Pokemon with her father Spencer as they see some Pokemon called the Unknown as they look like alphabets, as they see the Entei image of Entei, and act like Entei while Professor Skylar Shuri emails him and tells him to come quickly into a cave where the Unknown captures Spencer and he disappears while Skylar tells Molly about her father's disappearance as he's led to believe he's dead while Molly connects the Unknown and because they look like alphabets and give her father by a tear which will be transported into the body of Entei as she believes it's her father, and Spencer creates a giant iceberg, or no, it's crystals, giant crystals around the house in a town called Greenfield. And this prologue was strange to me, as is this whole movie. Ash Ketchum, along with his Pokemon Pikachu, Misty, and Brock, he's back. Yes, he's back. Encounter another Pokemon trainer named Lisa, while Ash and Lisa uses some Pokemon I don't necessarily know, as well as Wild, a song that I swear one of the artists sounds like Justin Timberlake. Maybe it could be, maybe I couldn't. It's hard for me to tell. As the match ends on a draw, and they both do well as it ends up with Pikachu barely winning the battle. And after the battle, they have lunch, and Lisa shows them Greenfield as it's no, not Crystalled up. As Team Rocket, Jesse James, and Meowth follow behind Ash, Misty, and Brock and Lisa. Meanwhile, Delia, aka Ash's mother, sees the situation in Greenfield and worries about Spencer and Molly as she's known Spencer since she was a schoolgirl. As she goes to Professor Oak along with Tracy, and Professor Oak goes to Greenfield to see if they're alright and find Ash, Misty, and Brock. And Molly sends Entei to put a spell on Delia and takes her to Molly as her mother while Pikachu follows behind. And this dialogue is cringeworthy. Kind of cringeworthy at best, but not as much as the last time, and the action doesn't look good, nor is this anime in the movie. Entei takes Delia to Molly as her mother, as Molly's world is getting bigger and bigger, and Ash's Pokemon, Charizard, is married and lives with her along with her Pokemon master, seeing on the TV Ash is in some kind of trouble as Molly wants the news to leave them alone, and Molly emails the world to leave them alone while Ash, Pikachu, and Misty and Brock go to the house, which happens to be crystallized. As Team Rocket gets blasted off on a Meowth looking balloon by Entei and Ash, Misty and Brock get inside the house with Ash's grass Pokemon using the Vine Whip, which is one of their attacks. As Molly sees them on the TV, and Professor Oak calls them up and says to be careful with the Unknown. And this plot is pretentious to the point I can't like any of this further ado than I do, but because I don't. Ash, Misty, and Brock get into Molly's dream world, and Molly sees they're inside the house while Delia is out of the spell of the Unknown, which was convenient, while Team Rocket follows behind and Molly asks to be a Pokemon trainer and comes to the heroes and first fights Brock's Pokemon like Zubat, which looks like a bat, Vulpix, which is a fire Pokemon, and Onix, the giant rock Pokemon, and gets defeated rather easily as Ash and Misty and Team Rocket go upstairs while Delia sees the book Molly and Spencer read for years. And none of this is working as this material doesn't work for the big screen in my opinion. Molly fights Misty's Pokemon as she caught fairly with Brock, and she fought fairly with Brock, and Misty, as she used hard Pokemon, and with Misty, she uses water Pokemon, and gets defeated easily as well as they breathe underwater, and Team Rocket swims in it as well as Meowth, saying, "Do you think we'll get a bigger part in the next movie?" And last time, these characters know they're in a movie, which doesn't make any sense. While Ash and Pikachu get to Delia, and she wakes up recognizing Ash and Delia as their own selves, And Ash tries to get to Delia out of there, and Entei blocks them from reuniting. And Ash fights Entei, as Ash believes he's an illusion created by Molly. While Pikachu fights Entei as Team Rocket enters again, and Entei blows up part of the house and almost falls until Charizard comes in, saving Ash. And I can't believe how convenient this movie gets at times, as the series makes convenient choices left to right. Ash tells Entei his Pokemon are family, while Misty and Brock and Team Rocket save Ash's life, as they tell them they're helping out again, or else they'll be out of show business. And the fight between Charizard and Entei continues while Delia tells Molly something the audience doesn't get to hear, while Entei almost chokes Charizard, and Molly comes in and says no more fighting, and the heroes tell Molly having a Pokemon is about making friends who love Pokemon. And Molly takes Delia's hand and breaks the unknown spell, including Entei, while the unknown almost kill them. And Entei breaks the heroes and Team Rocket out of the building. And Charizard takes Molly out of there as well, as the unknown made a spell to protect only them, as Charizard uses his flamethrower. And Pikachu uses his Thunderbolt as they break the unknown spell, in which they do, and this is kind of pointless of a series, as I don't like the characters and the plots are super convenient. Entei fights the unknown while Ash tells Molly to give him some encouragement, while Pikachu and Charizard help Entei defeat the unknown and breaks off the spell, and they go back to the board game where they come from earlier in the film, and Entei goes back and says goodbye to Molly, and it brings back Spencer from the area he was captured in earlier in the film, as well as they see the real Greenfield as it looks pretty. Professor Oak, Skylar, and Lisa come in with the cops and Molly's butler, while Team Rocket has no way to blast out of the house and says they're fading out again while credits begin to roll, as Spencer comes back to Molly and he brings back her mother later on, while Ash, Misty, and Brock separate from Lisa and go off on their own adventures. And Tracy still has Professor Oak, and Delia comes home with Mr. Mime as her housekeeper. And the climax didn't make this a good movie. How much was this movie not good? Let's get to the rating and find out. I'll give this movie a 3.0 out of 10. The plot is pretentious to the point I can't like this any further than I do, which I don't, as none of this material works for the big screen in my opinion, as last time these characters, which I don't like once again, no, they're in a movie like last time, and I can't believe they're making convenient choices like previously. It's a strange movie, as the prologue was very strange, as this is kind of a pointless series that doesn't work, as the plots are super convenient and the action doesn't look good, nor does the anime in this movie in my opinion. I'm afraid it's still a bad movie, as the series is getting worse as the movies go by, and the climax was just so bad in so many levels. And once again, this is a non-recommendation for this movie, and it is a short movie, as the other movies were short by so far, but I'm having a hard time liking one movie after another, which is very sad in so many levels, as the original TV show from when it started to either 1999 to 2000. I remember well, it was starting in 1997 and ending all the way to either 1999 or 2000. I remember liking, but the movies failed to be good. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I will be back with Pokemon Forever. And until then, peek. Excuse me.